So the first uh, part of this, I did a review with George, and the first part was really solid. But I think it was when COVID happened, if I remember right, because I mean it has been years. I kept saying to George, I go, "What the fuck happened to 1923? Are they making another show? Like what the hell's going on here with it? Like what the hell, you know?" And then when did this come out? It says 22 to 20. But yeah, but when did they make? All right, let's see. Let's see the second season here. Oh, did it come out this year? Oh, so they're saying the first season it's been 2 years that this is. It seems way longer than that to me, man. Like I kept saying to George, like, when the fuck are they gonna get the second season here, man? Well, anyways, I finished this the other day, and boy, um, all right, it says 8.3 out of 10. I would say for the second part, um, I would say a hard 6 at best. There was a lot of fuck ups on the second part of this. Like, the second part just sucked. This whole second part of it was just so bad. Now, the only thing that I can say positive about this second part was there was a really good gunfight. Well, there's two really good gunfights at the end of the thing. I mean, massive gunfights. That was really good. That was really well done. That made up for a lot of things. But there is a ton of fuck ups in this thing, man, that I remembered I turned it off for a bit and went and watched Tulsa King because I got so annoyed with it. It was just okay. This is so this is the thing that drives me nuts. This is the same piece of ass that's on Landman, but on here she just plays this wife to this guy, and she is just oh god. I'm really trying. This is why I had to turn it off. And it's nothing with the actress or anything because she's really good on Landman, and and a piece of ass, and she looks hot on here and everything. But the character that they've written for her on here, it was just I just had a very hard time with her because I just like I said I ended up turning it off. So she's stuck in the house out there in the Montana ranch or whatever, and there's snow and everything. And there's this mountain lion that keeps fucking around the house. And then Harrison Ford sees it because it comes on the porch. And then instead of shooting it, Harrison Ford just points his gun at it and tells it to get out of here. And then it won't leave. And then he shoots his gun at some firewood and the thing runs off. And I'm like, this is going to come back to bite you, you idiots. Why would you not just kill this fucking thing? It's on your goddamn porch. So this idiot keeps trying to go outside to go to where the chickens are so she can get these fucking eggs. I'm sorry. I had to turn this off after this because I just could not stand her. So, well, I got to back up a bit before that. So, before she goes to get the eggs, there's a scene where she comes out of bed or something and she goes to sit outside on the porch. And the minute she goes outside the door, get the front door, guess what's out there? The mountain lion. and she's just staring at it in fear. Doesn't open the door and come back in. And luckily, the Harrison Ford's wife, the grandma or whatever, saw it through the kitchen, and she gets her gun and comes over and shoots the thing. And even the old lady, she's like, "Why didn't you just come back in the house?" And I'm thinking, "You stupid bitch. It's the Wild West. Why aren't you carrying a fucking gun, you idiot?" So that's that part. So then, like I said, then she goes outside again to go to the chicken coop to get eggs. And guess what's in the chicken coop? Some fucking wolf got in there and ate all the chickens. And then it chases her out of the coop and she's running. And then it gets her by the leg and it's like mauling her leg and all this stuff. And then one of the rancher guys sees it and shoots the fucking thing. So then they have to go carry her and bring her in there and all this. And they go through this whole thing and they bring a doctor in there. And then they have to give her this shot and she doesn't want to take the shot because she has a baby. But they're saying that this wolf could have rabies and all. They go through this whole thing with her because she's such a fucking idiot. Like, she just drove me. I turned it off. Like I said, I just can't with her. Like, I cannot stand people that are that idiotic. Like, if this was actually reality and I was there, I would have just, man, I would have told her, "You do not go outside unless you have a fucking gun, unless you want to die. And if you don't want to carry a gun, you stupid cunt, then you have the grandma or somebody escort you out there. You just don't go out there, skipping around and woohoo, I'm going to get eggs, and then you get your leg bit." I'm sorry. Like, I could not take her. The people at the gym were annoyed with her too, man. Like I said, I had to turn it off. Like, I just couldn't take it, man. I just couldn't. Like, they were just like shaking her head and shaking their heads at her and everything, and it was just. So then, after I finished Tulsa King, I went back and started trying to go through this, and that was my main gripe, was this idiot. Like, she really annoyed me, and I'll get back to her because they don't really see her much except towards the end. So the main guy, let me go back to him. Where is he here? I'm going to find the main guy here. No, not them. Let's see. The main character. Why don't they show the fucking main? Okay, here he is. This guy. Okay, so this guy was pretty fucking good in this overall. He was pretty badass. He was pretty good the first season. Well, I should say the first part. It's not really a season. The first part. And the second part, he was really good on there. But, okay. So now I want to get to... I'm sorry. I have a lot of gripes with this bullshit, okay? Just like with 1883, the whole show is always these people trying to go somewhere. Okay? It's always, we're trying to get here, and oh no, this stupid rando thing happened, and oh no, now we have to fill the episode with some weirdo thing because we're total fucking idiots trying to get to Montana. So he's trying to get to Montana, she's trying to get to Montana, and they're split up because he got arrested on the boat on the first part because he threw that guy over the boat. So we start off with him in the boat. So he's in this boat prison thing. And I kid you not, like, this is what I'm tired. I skipped over this because I didn't want to see this shit. So there's some guy in there eyeballing him, and he thinks he's like gonna try to kill him or take his food or something. I don't know. They're like eating, and this guy's eyeballing him. And then it cuts to them sleeping, and he notices that this other guy, that guy that he saw there that was eyeballing him like he was going to kill him or something, is trying to rape this other dude. And I just skipped over that. I clicked past it because I want to see this. We always got to have this bullshit in there. Why they got to do this? I don't know. So I skipped over that, you know. So then it turns out that this guy that got it up the ass in there when he was trying to jump off the boat, and he's trying to talk him out of it. And it turns out, see, he's some Italian mobster guy, and he ends up giving him a job when they get to, what was it, Italy? I think it was Italy. Was it Italy? I can't remember where it was. I thought it was Italy, maybe. I don't know. I honestly can't. I thought it was Italy. It might have been Idaho or somewhere. I don't know, run by Italian mobsters. Wherever the point is that guy was like a mobster guy, a low end person. And he gets him a job doing moonshine runs. So they're running this moonshine, and then the police set up this thing. And then he jumps out and he tells the guy, "You're going to get shot." Sure enough, the guy gets shot. And then he's running for his life to get out of there. And then the police are chasing him, and he did nothing wrong. And then this cop gets him and takes him to the thing. And then the Italian mafia shoots up the police station, and they're in this huge war with the police because they killed that guy. Because the guy he was helping was the mafia boss's son, and he's pissed off. So he steals this cop car and gets out of there, and then this is what I mean, like, you know, in modern times. Okay, well, you know, I'll be fair. This is 1923. Okay, I mean, they didn't really have planes that much. They had trains. You know, they had like Model Ts and stuff. So I'm willing to be reasonable. Okay, like I understand, like it's a somewhat easier hardship to get somebody than it was on 1883. Oh, okay. This is another thing I want to bring up too. And I don't know why they were doing this. And they did this on the first one. They have the dead girl from 1883 on there, and she keeps narrating these things. And it's just really fucking weird because I'm like, why is the chick from 1883 narrating this? Shouldn't it be the person or like somebody related to the story? No, it's the dead girl from 1883, and she's going on about like, oh, he had a hardship and he was trying to deliver moonshine, and that guy got killed and blah blah blah, and he ran away and got away to go find his true love and all this. And it's like it was very off-putting and confusing to me. I'm like, why is this dead bitch narrating? Like, I don't understand. Like, it was just very strange. So then they cut to her, and she has all these fuck ups, and she's very naive and stupid, and I don't know if I'm gonna get through this, honestly. I'm really trying. Like, it took me a while to finish this because I don't understand what happened. You know, the first part was so good. He was in Africa and they were shooting lions, and she was this rich bitch and she didn't want to be married to this loser, and she ran off with him, and then he was this army guy, and it was just this, it was so good. That's why I was waiting for the second part, and then we get that, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? So anyway, she's trying to get there, and she's having all these fuck ups along the way, and getting robbed and beat up, and then she ends up on a train, and some guy tries to finger bang her on the train, but these other people see it, and then the police get involved, and I'm not joking. This is what happens. So then she meets these hoity-toity, like, rich people, and they're like, "You're trying to get to Montana, dear? Well, we'll give you a ride, perhaps, in our Model T. Look at us, how evolved we are, and all this, and we're so high society." So she goes with them, and they're driving, and I can't remember where it was, but they got to South Dakota or somewhere. They got somewhere where this lady at the gas station, that was the other thing. There's this big storm coming. So the lady's telling the blonde and the people driving, she's like, "You can't drive to Montana." And they're like, "Why not?" And he goes, "Because there's a huge blizzard there and the roads aren't that good." And she says, "You're better off taking the train." So she had to go with him because she didn't have any money because she got robbed. I think it was Chicago or somewhere. And so she's with these people driving, and she disregards what the lady was telling her. So then they end up getting stuck in a snowstorm, and the couple dies, like they get froze to death, and then she nearly dies. But she takes their clothes and runs out there and gets his lighter and all this, and she's lighting up all of her crap in the car and doing what she can to survive. And then, like, they don't show her for a while, and then it goes back to him, and he gets captured by this other sheriff, and then they're telling the guy in Montana, and he talks to the guy in Montana, and he's like, "Yeah, the guy that used to play James Bond is trying to kill us, and you need to get your ass out here to the ranch and help us, and Harrison Ford's too old for this shit. You need to come out here." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm trying to get to Montana, but I've got all this stupid bullshit that the writers put in my way." So he's on a train. He finally gets on a train to get to Montana, and he's getting close, and they're going by. I can remember it was where she was at, and she's on stuck by the train, and everything's like frozen. And then she sees the train coming, and she goes outside. She starts waving her hands and jumping around, and then he sees her in the train and jumps out of the train. Okay. This is, I'm not kidding. Everything I told you, this is this is how bad this is. Okay. I'm not joking. So he jumps out the train, and they stop the train, and he's running to her like it looks like a mile or two. So he actually runs to her, and how he didn't get frostbite or die, I don't know, because he's wearing this basically. He didn't have a jacket on. He's wearing this, and he's running and running, and he gets to her, and then he's carrying her, and he's like, "Come on, I'll carry your ass," and all this. So he's running, carrying her. And the idiots on the train were too stupid to back the fucking train up to them. So they're literally running for like a mile, and I'm thinking, I can't. I can't deal with this stupidity on this. It's just. So he makes it to the train, and she's like near death, and they get her in there, and her feet are black, and her hand, and I know what that meant. I'm like, "Up, kiss your legs and kiss your hands and feet goodbye, bitch." So they're trying to warm her up in there. The doctor comes in there, and so they start to train up, and they're going to Montana again, and he's trying to help her and all this stuff, and it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. So I knew she was either gonna die. I was thinking that at the beginning, like, she's either gonna die or she's just gonna be a stump, and he'll have to deal with her being a stump. So I'm like, I don't know. The one thing I'll say is I did like how he put them connecting again like that. But the problem was it was just so unbelievable. Like, you're just really, like, the train just happens to be there, and she just happens to be there, and it's like this. I did like when he was carrying her and all that, but I was thinking about like this is a nice romantic thing how they did that, but they fucked it up with the idiots on the train who were like they can't even be bothered to back the fucking train up or nothing. It's like no, just run 2 miles so she'll get colder and lose her feet and legs. I mean, lose her hands and legs. Just keep running to us. I just. So they finally make it to Montana to fight. I don't know if you guys know what the first season is, so I guess I'll give you some backstory. So the guy that used to play James Bond, he's trying to get Harrison Ford's ranch and land and all this stuff, and he's like hassling them with these thugs and doing whatever he can to get the land from. Oh yeah, and there's this subplot with this stupid Indian girl. We'll get into that, and he's trying to get the land, and then he ends up trying to make it into a skiing resort. Here we go, this guy. So this is the villain on here, and he's just like a total. He keeps getting these whores or whatever on the street to beat each other up and do all this kinky shit. Well, anyways, he sends all these people down to the train station to kill the main guy I just showed you because he's a military guy. And then he sent his half of his other crew to the Montana ranch for Harrison Ford. Well, Harrison Ford went to this train station, but Harrison Ford's grandma wife is there with the rest of the other crew and that stupid blonde. And then this huge crew comes up there and they start having this massive shootout. And then the main guy gets to the train station and they just have this massive shootout at the train station, man. Like it is. That's the one thing I liked. Like that was a really good shootout, man. I mean, I don't know how Harrison Ford survived that, but it was a hell of a shootout, man. I mean, it was. So they kill all the people at the train station, and then like the main guy shows up, and he's like, "What the fuck? I've been trying to get here for 2 seasons now, and I get here finally, and my stupid bitch wife is dying from hypothermia and all this stuff because of this guy, and what the hell?" So then the main guy decides to go back to the ranch, and Harrison Ford goes with his wife up to, I think it was Idaho, they said, to some hospital or something. So I don't know why Harrison Ford did that. Why they had Harrison Ford leave there and do that. He should have came and fought with him. But the main guy's like, no, I'm going to take care of this and all this. So they go to the ranch, and this guy's got like a Tommy machine gun, like what Bonnie and Clyde had, and they're shooting it up. And this gal here, the grandma, she was just sniping the fuck out of people, man. That was pretty good. I mean, she was just racking up the fucking kills up there. And so the main guy shows up, and they already went in the house, and he just walks in, and he's just basically mowing them all down from the back, man. He just killed them all, man. Just mowed them all down while they were focused on shooting them in there. So this stupid girl, she finds out her husband died earlier, and she don't even give a fuck. Even the Harrison Ford's wife was like, "Oh, you don't give a fuck about him. You're just gonna go to Hollywood and be a star and a whore and all this stuff." And she was just an idiot character on this. Like, I just drove me nuts. So, oh, I want to talk about this guy here too. So, in the first season, or the first part, this dude was hardcore trying to kill Harrison Ford and all of them at the ranch, and he wanted the land for the sheep or something. But on this season, he decides to turn and join Harrison Ford because this guy that used to be Bond was abusing this whore at the dinner table. And I'm just like, really, dude? And then he ends up getting shot at the end. I was laughing about that. I'm like, wow, dude, man, how fucked up. Like, he actually turns and helps Harrison Ford. And then he's dying, and he tells Harrison Ford, "It's like, hey, I don't suppose you'll help my kids." I can't remember where. I can't remember if it was California or Colorado or something. It's like, why don't you? Can you help them? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then the guy just dies. Like, it's just. There's just so many fuck ups on this show, man. Like, it just. Okay, now we'll get to this. We're getting towards the end here because I don't really want to talk much more. But so this poor Indian girl on the first part, she got captured and they brought her to this Christian school and they were raping her and beating her. And then when everybody went to sleep, she went and killed them and ran off. And then the main preacher guy and this other guy are hunting her down, and they finally get to them. And the preacher guy turns on the other guy because the other guy was not he's like a law officer. He's supposed to, a sheriff or whatever. He's not supposed to just kill him, but he's a shoot first, ask question later type of sheriff. And then the preacher guy had enough of it and shot him. And then the preacher guy finds her at the end, and he keeps trying to like break her spirit or whatever. And he's like, I forget what he was saying. It was something like, You will convert to Christ before I send you to him, or you're going to burn in hell or something. And he's like, you need to repent, do it. And she's like, I will not repent. I'm glad they're dead. And all of this. And it's like, repent, do it now. And he goes to shoot her, but he was out of bullets. So then she pushes him away and then goes and gets her knife and charges him. And she just stabs the fuck out of that fucking preacher. And then we have a female sheriff, which I do not believe that was. Yeah, there's the preacher guy and the other guy. I don't believe there was a female sheriff back in those days, but I mean, I could be wrong. I just was like, I thought it was silly. So this female preacher shows up, and it's Deb from Dexter, and she's like, tell me what happened. And then she tells them what happened, and then they go to court, and she gets, I can't remember what happened. She got free from a technicality or something. Like they couldn't prove their case, so he dismissed the case, and then she got free at the end. So now we'll go back to these two stooges. So she's trying to have the baby finally, and he's there now after he killed all them and came back. He goes up there, and she's trying to get this, so she has this baby finally. And then the doctors are telling her, like, we're going to have to amputate your, what was it? I think it was her right foot and parts of her fingers or something. And she was like, no, I'm not doing that. And Harrison Ford's there, and they're like, if we don't do this, you're going to die. So he's like, this is how stupid this is. He should have just told her, look, I understand. I wouldn't want to cut off my foot or my fingers either. But you're going to die. So she doesn't budge. And she just fucking dies because she's a stupid bitch. And then he's just laying there with her with the baby. And then Harrison Ford's grandma wife comes in there, and she's like, oh dear, I'm sorry this happened and all this. And he's like, I don't know what to do with this kid. I don't know. And then she's like, that's because you're a man. That's what she says to him. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, well, I'm glad we're at the end of this. And then she just takes the baby. And then after that, he says to Harrison Ford, who is the guy that's the leader of all these people? So then they go to the James Bond guy's house, and they just kill him in his kitchen. And that's pretty much it. But the ending is they show him as an old man, and the girl from 1883 for some reason is like, In his older years, he got dementia, but he still knew who she was, and he went to her grave quite frequently and all this. And then they show him as an old man, and he's by the grave with his hands out, and then he just falls over and dies. And then they cut to them being young again, like this is, I don't know if that was supposed to be heaven. I don't know what that was. I'm assuming that was, they're saying that was heaven. So they cut to some ballroom, and he's walking in there, like looking around, and then he spots her, and then she turns around and smiles, and then it's just them slow dancing, like on like Captain America with Agent Carter at the end, and they're just slow dancing, and that's it. That was the worst fucking ending ever, man. God fucking awful. They totally blew that, man. It totally blew that. It blew the ending and all of that. The action was good, but I don't know why. And it's the same guy. This is the guy that writes Tulsa King and all of the Yellowstone stuff and Landman. Those are all really good. But I noticed that with this guy, every time when it comes to the end, he foo-bars it. 1883 was the worst. Like that was. I remember that was. I was so fucking pissed. Okay, I understood. It was Oregon Trail. People die and all this. Okay, I get it. But you mean to tell me that all of them got there, and then the main guy just goes to the beach to shoot himself in the head? It's the same thing on this. It was like, oh, we're so miserable, and we'd rather die, and oh, and I'm gonna abandon my son now, and oh, it's like. Anyways, I can't with this anymore. I just can't. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.